everything that's thrown out there, everything that's put in front of you is yours to take or leave or modify however it suits you.
Facts.
Like, there's no one way to do really anything. I feel like a lot of the time people see something and they're like, well, that doesn't apply to me or that doesn't work for me. And it's like, well, then it just really wasn't for you, and that's okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Thick Thighs Save Lives podcast. I'm Kelsey.
And this is Isley, recording live from CVG.
If you're not watching this on YouTube, you should definitely see that we have greeted you today like some newscasters or maybe an intervention, because this is going to be a quick episode to have an intervention for your life.
A fitness intervention, if you will.
A health intervention.
A health and fitness intervention.
That's exactly what it's going to be. So we are going to tell you guys, I'm going to relax.
You're just like lost to it. You're like,
relax a little. We are going to give you 10 tips, 10 of our favorite tips today that are going to turn your life around.
So many T's. 10 tips to turn your life around. Sorry.
That was a lot of T's, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but it's good.
Well, these are some of our favorite tips, and we just wanted to share them with you. So the first thing I want to say before we get into some of these is, like, there is no wagon and you haven't fallen off of it. However, something that I like to think about when it comes to just like life in general is that progress isn't linear, and it's just like the idea of this wagon and you're like falling off and like getting run over. It's just like, it's not life.
No, this is not the Oregon Trail.
No. But like at the same time, like life is just like happening all the time. And the fact that we think it's just going to be like on this wagon,
this path,
the
this
whole
one
time,
linear upward path, that's not how it works.
Right? Like you want your health and fitness journey to be like that, but you expect no other aspects of your life to hold that same standard.
Right. My favorite thing for that is seasons. I call it like seasons of life, because like it's, this is just a season, because it's like you don't know how long it's going to last. Some seasons we all enjoy more than other seasons, like whether it be winter, summer, spring. And so it's just like, it's more of a season thing. It's like, this is the season where maybe my fitness is on the back burner and I am learning something new, or I started a new job, or blah, 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 blah. Maybe my fitness is at the top and like my job is like pretty smooth, like stuff like that.
Yeah. So whatever season you're in, I love that for you. But sometimes when we're in a season, we're like, I don't feel good.
It feels like never ending winter.
Well, like you're just not feeling good. Like you're not feeling good in your body. And there are totally times where just like and I'm not talking about the level of your fitness. That might play into some of those. But like sometimes you're just like, I get that I'm in a season where I'm not prioritizing fitness, but I'm just like feeling like shit, for lack of a better term. Like I'm just feeling like shit all the time. A lot of people feel this around the holidays, which is why I kind of want to head it off for the holidays. Like it starts in a Halloween situation, and then it starts in the Halloween, and then it's like Thanksgiving, and it's like all the parties and socializing. And I just want to eliminate the guilty feeling around that, and just like, you're living your life. You are enjoying your one precious life. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no guilty feelings around that. But if you want some tips to make you feel like you are still like not feeling like shit in your body, we're going to give you those tips. Well, ones that have worked for us.
Yeah, ones that make us happy.
Yeah. So we each added some of the ones, like Isley said, I'd be like, I'm not going to do that one.
Some of them aren't Kelsey tips for sure.
But like that means you guys can take, so we're going to have 10 tips for you. Take what you want, leave what you don't. And that's just what you should do always in life.
That's true. Yeah. Everything that's thrown out there, everything that's put in front of you is yours to take or leave or modify however it suits you.
Facts.
Like there's no one way to do really anything at all. So everything that's ever out there, I feel like a lot of the time people see something and they're like, well, that doesn't apply to me, or that doesn't work for me. And it's like, well, then it just really wasn't for you, and that's okay. Not everything has to be for you, but you are going to stumble across things that are for you, and it might not be for someone else.
Yeah, facts. So one of the first tip that I want to give is add something green into every meal. This doesn't necessarily have to be green. I like to say a vegetable, but honestly, what makes me feel sometimes just like in my mind, or like aesthetic, I'm not sure like if it's just like aesthetics or something along those lines, but like something green into every meal just makes me feel better, makes me feel better in my body. It makes me feel like I like have things under control, that I'm just getting like the nutrients my body needs. And if you'll notice, as we made this list, we didn't eliminate anything.
No, there's nothing
We're
that's being
constantly
like, we're
adding.
not doing this. We're just doing this.
Yeah. So if you're someone who's headed into the holiday season, you're going to be like, you know, eating at parties and just like some of those things, like we make choices that maybe they're not always great for how we feel afterwards. Like I know like spaghetti sauce isn't always going to do, but it's a choice I'm willing to make. I choose my violence, but like
them nightshades is so good sometimes.
Which is like no shame around it. Like it's totally fine. You're going to make your adult decisions, but I would, if I want to feel like I'm feeling a little bit better and I'm just like feeling less like shit during some of those times where I make odd food choices, I'm adding green things into every meal.
Green things are helpful. I like them.
Perfect. What's the next one?
Number 2 is going to be get a water bottle or be purposeful about drinking your water. So this morning, a lot of us have had mostly coffee. Yes. And that doesn't like feel great all the time. Your body actually needs water to survive. So now we have our water that you guys can take a sip of water too.
Let's collectively take a sip of water if you're listening to this podcast. I find it helpful to have a water bottle because it's your constant reminder. So sometimes when we are in one of these seasons where we're just like on the go, we're drinking coffee all the time, you might be drinking some more alcohol than you typically do, add in more water, your body will start to just feel better.
It will. And another thing with the water bottle thing is finding one that you actually like. Like, so I find that I actually drink out of a straw more.
Yeah.
So a lot of my water bottles are something that just have a straw that's there so I can just grab it and sip it. Whereas if I have to like open up a water bottle cap, I'm drinking much less water.
It's true.
So
that's a good point. I'll open up a cap less.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah. But if you just have it like sitting there, you just have to like take a little slurp. Just do a little slurp and you're good.
Number 3 is go for a walk. Sometimes like for me, when I'm feeling like I am not off a wagon, but when I'm off track, it's because my mind is wandering so much that I just need to bring it back down to some type, like, I want to say like grounding, but going for a walk is one of those things that can kind of reset any type of like spiral of busy lifestyle that you're feeling. And it's something super easy that you can add in to your day at the beginning of the day, end of the day, even like a midday walk. Like you have 5, 10, 15 minutes to just go for a quick walk. Getting outside for many of us is very important, and you have to be purposeful around it. With some of us that are in cold climates, being purposeful about getting outside is super important to reset your mind.
Right. Yeah. I was going to say, it's like the getting outside aspect. And like, especially if you're just like feeling super hectic and like things are coming at you too fast and you just can't really get a grip on anything, just like taking that second to be like, I'm just going to go for a walk. I'm not 100% sure behind the science of it, but there is like science backing that going for a walk is actually super good for like calming you down, being outside, because really humans are just like complicated animals that have lots of thoughts. We're meant to be outside. And a lot of the time we get stuck inside, especially during the holidays when we're like trying to get things ready for people or any of that. So
definitely get outside. There's a ton that goes into what your brain activity is getting from getting fresh air. So that's a major just like help for the rest of your body. This one is Isley's number 4.
It is.
And so you want to take that one?
I can take that one. Sorry, I was reading. I start every morning by making my bed. So that's like a tip that like I'm sure you've heard, but if you don't have time directly in the morning, just make your bed before you like end up having to get into it later, or make it at any point. Or if you just have to clean something up, like I'm someone that if I accomplish a small task, it makes me feel good. So making my bed every morning is just automatically starting off that task. And then also I like am way more excited to get into it at nighttime. So I'm like, ooh, my bed's all ready for me.
My bed's ready for me.
I like get in there and I'm like, ah.
I heard this one like many years ago, and it was one of the Navy SEALs giving one of his talks to a bunch of college students, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Like complete the first task of the day, and then a bunch of entrepreneurs since then have like come out and been like, telling people that like you're not going to be successful, you don't make your bed. This is one of those things, like take it or leave it. Like some people feel like that task is like very helpful for them. They've completed one for the day and it's going to snowball into the rest of their tasks. Other people feel like I don't give a shit about making my bed.
Yeah.
So it's just like one of those things, take it or leave it. I'm not saying you're not going to be successful if you don't make your bed, but it might be one of those things that like if you are not feeling productive, it could be one of those things that's a game changer for you. Second part of that is like
the clean sheets.
The clean sheets.
Clean sheets. So I also like to wash my sheets every week. So my Sundays are my sheets and towels day. And I'm not sure. I have white towels, so they're nice and bleached. So it just feels extra nice when you get into bed on Sunday night and you're like, I'm in my nice clean sheets and my nice made bed. And then you like get to take a shower or wash your face and you're like, in my nice clean towels. And once again, I'm not 100% sure behind the science of that one, but it makes me feel really good. And it's like a way for me to just be like, you did something nice for yourself.
Well, there's a certain level of caring for yourself and feeling like you deserve to be in clean sheets. You deserve to feel like you're just like in a clean atmosphere. You're in a clean environment. So like it's one of those things that cleaning up any part of your space, for Isley, she identifies her bed, something you end your day and you begin your day, it makes sense. But any space that you're spending a lot of time in, just cleaning that up a little bit can be a big game changer. And I know that seems like common sense, but sometimes we just need that reminder of like, I'm going to clean up the space that I'm in because I deserve to live in a clean space. You deserve clean sheets and towels.
Thanks.
It's Black Friday season, y'all. We have some of the best gear for the best prices. If you're looking for some amazing deals, 65% off leggings, shorts, sports bras, whatever you need. We've got activewear, we've got warm stuff, we've got everything, plus free gifts. Yes, free gifts for purchases over $200. So get to the site, constantlyvariedgear.com. And if you're sending your significant other, we also have gift cards. So make sure you check us out this Black Friday season. Nobody is going to beat the smoking deals we have.
This is number 5. Learn a fun fact or something new. This can be very small, but learning things is something that we have just a need for in a reference of growth. So sometimes if you're feeling stuck, this is a really good one to just kind of like seek out. This can be something very small. You could, for me, like I usually pick up things that are in my daily like environment where I'm like, I wonder how many alligators are in Florida. 2.3. 2.3 million. It's just like some of those small things where you're like, I'm going to learn something new. It can be not helpful or useful for you in your day-to-day or your job or anything like that, but it could just be like, I'm wondering more about this and I'm going to learn a fun fact about it.
And what's helpful with that one is Google usually has actually a little setting, and if you just wave your thing over the Google, it'll tell you a fun fact about their logo for that day, and then you've just learned a fun fact, and it's like it's super easy to find.
That's really easy to like a really easy way to pick up your fun fact.
Yeah.
Like Isley obviously loves her fun facts.
To Google.
And like sometimes you just, when you have these fun facts, like it makes
they're great for party tricks, conversation starters. Yeah, my landlord is full of fun facts.
Yeah,
he was teaching Kelsey and I where last names come from.
Yes, I don't know if you guys knew this, but they used to come from people's occupations.
Yes,
didn't know that.
Yeah,
like Matt Taylor.
Yeah, he was a tailor. Fancy that. Number 6 is gonna be stretch, which could be a 2-minute long stretch. It could be a 15-minute long stretch. Just find some time within your day to do any type of stretch. So that could be if you're sitting at your desk and you can't really like leave your desk or your cubicle, get up and do a forward fold, or even just like if you pull one side of your head and like your shoulder and like stretch your neck, like just something small, wrist stretches, just doing that mindful movement kind of brings you back to your body so that you're kind of like reground yourself within your body. But also it's important because you're going to feel better later. So if you're someone that gets like a lot of like neck pain, tension pain, like it forces you to kind of come back and be like, well, what position am I even holding my neck in for most of the day? And that's probably why I'm in pain. But you know.
A lot of times when I'm feeling like shit in my body, I'm just like feeling a little bit off track. I can feel that I'm holding tension in my body, and or like it usually, like I'm usually like, I don't know what's going on, and I have an upset stomach for several days. It's because I'm holding too much tension and not finding any space to release it. And that's when you start to get little aches and pains throughout your day, or like you wake up and you feel like shit. You don't need that long. Inserting some stretches, like maybe in the morning or at the end of the day, just that purposeful like movement of bringing yourself back into your body in a kind, gentle way, I find can bring you back on track. Number 7 is quick breathing exercise. This is one you could do right now, but breathing is a baseline for our health. Obviously, we're doing it all the time, but everyone thinks that you're just like, it's automatic, like it's just something that your body knows how to do. No, not true. Because like the same thing could be said for any type of movement, right? No, you need to practice healthy breathing. Breathing through your nose. You can obviously exhale through your mouth, but working in some purposeful breathing is one of those things that can totally reset your nervous system and bring your anxiety down. It's one of those quick practices that we just overlook so much that can really be a game changer to help your anxiety, to just refocus a little bit. So I would implore you to look at some of box breathing, just doing any type of breathing exercises beginning and the end of the day. Listen to whole breathing podcasts. We're going to do that in the future. But any type of like breathe in, hold for a couple seconds, really let it out really strong. You'll be amazed at how much that changes for some of you who are experiencing some anxiety.
I was going to say, actually, for personal experience on that one, I learned how to just do 3 breaths because in my workouts, they used to trigger panic attacks. I went through a period of time where conditioning would trigger panic attacks for me. And so in the middle of it, so that I wouldn't have a panic attack, I'd be like, okay, you need to like stop for a second, take 3 big breaths in through your nose and then out through your mouth, and make sure you empty all of that air out. So that's like you're using your abs to push the rest of your air out, and you're fully, when you inhale, breathing in to your belly button almost, and that's stimulating your vagus nerve. So that's your rest and relax, and so that brings you down a level. So it is, and it can just be 3 breaths throughout the day. Like you can just take 3 breaths for a second, and it'll bring you back down. So to touch on that one, number 8 is going to be practice being grateful. So what that means is,
love this one.
Yes, I love this one. So it could be like anything. Say you're just like, the leaves are really pretty today. I'm glad that I get to look at pretty things. You know, like I enjoy a hot shower and I got to take one of those. You know, just like something
simple things. People think of like gratefulness practice as being just like these like large, like I am so grateful I'm on earth today. Like it doesn't need to be these things. It just needs to be like something small you can be grateful for. And I will tell you, this has been a game changer for me because it's helped me reframe some of my relationships and some of just like how I'm seeing things on a daily basis. Sometimes like I would put on these fluffy socks in the morning and I would just be like, I'm so grateful for the fluffy socks. That seems like a ridiculous small thing, but I was just like, makes me feel so nice and warm in here.
It's like the clean sheets thing. It's literally like the clean sheets thing, but it's the fuzzy socks thing. And you're just like, I get this nice comfy thing. And it brings me so much joy.
And finding that on a daily basis, just a quick thing in your day, please don't follow it up with something negative. Just straight up, I'm grateful for this thing today, or I'm thankful for this, or I'm thankful this person's in my life. Whatever it is just like kind of finding that in the day when you start to feel like you are just spiraling with a bunch of busy things can be a game changer for you.
It's true. Number 9 is planning snacks or meals. So during the holidays, a lot of the time, we end up eating out a lot, or we eat at other people's houses, or we're going to like parties, and you're just eating a bunch of stuff that you normally don't. And I'm not someone that believes that any food is good or bad, but some food does make you feel a little worse than others. Definitely. Everyone knows that. So if you have a planned out snack or meal, then you're like, at least I have my like chicken. Like for me, chicken is the thing that I always have. I always have some form of just like nice, simple chicken. And it helps me just feel better, my body feel better. You're getting in your protein. So just like bulk prepping some chicken or chicken in a bag.
I really like this idea of just having a snack there that you can go to and feel like I feel good when I eat this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It can be really difficult when you're going to like parties, you're socializing, you're doing all of these things. But if you have something that you can kind of like pull, grab and go, chicken in a bag is one of the
you can eat it in the car on the way to the party.
Yeah, any type of protein that you can have that you feel good about pulling for some of those snacks, I'm telling you will feel like a game changer. If you're going around to all different things, you're kind of like, that made me feel a little sick, but at least you're getting some of the nutrients that you know your body needs, and it helps you feel like I am prepared for some of these things. Could be turkey burgers, could be just like any type of, chicken, whatever it is that snacks that you feel good about, just add that in to have for like more of a grab and go, and you'll feel more prepared. Along the same lines of snacks, we're going to do our 10th one and last one is a movement snack. Pick a type of movement that you want to do at any point throughout the day. And this is going to vary for people, because this could be to make you feel back on track, could be like, I'm going to make it to the gym X number of days. What I want to tell you to do is, this isn't a giant overhaul, that this is not what this specific podcast is about, just something that makes you feel good and get back on track. That could be some type of movement during the day. So like every time, I get up, I'm going to do some 2 squats every time I go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it doesn't have to
super small.
Doesn't have to be serious. It's not that serious. Just something.
It's not that serious. Yeah. But if you say something along the lines of like, I'm going to get in a couple push-ups today, something that is small that just helps you during the day get in some type of movement, because you know that even during your busiest seasons, that type of movement is going to make you feel better. I've started stretching in airports because that type of movement was making me feel better, doing some air squats. I really don't care if that look like a weirdo, because everyone in airports are weird.
There's no rules in airports. You can get a beer at like 9 a.m.
100%.
No rules
are out
you
there.
weird. Like, there's no rules at an airport.
There isn't.
So if someone's like looking at you funny for doing a squat, you're just like, this is no man's land, guy.
You've been here before.
You new here? You know what we want.
It's true. So if you can think of a movement that you guys can do today, or that you can add in throughout some of your busy times, that will make you feel a little bit better. We have a ton that we're constantly doing in our Facebook group if you want to know about that, but that you can just add in throughout your day. They'll make you feel better.
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hopefully we tried to do this in 15 minutes. We did it in 20 because
we're a little chatty.
So we are as people. But thank you for coming to our intervention.
Health invention.
Our health invention. These were 10 tips for you guys to feel like you can get back on track, that have worked for us and make you feeling good. Please remember that life is not this just wagon that we're going on. There's tons of seasons. Success isn't linear. If you're in one of these seasons and you just want to start feeling better in your body, there are things that you can add without taking away. We love you.
Finger guns.